Hi, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to the Facts of Life live stream, Hour of Power. I'm your host with the most, Z-Man, here with co-host Leah. And today we are going to be talking about some interesting stuff today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to talk about some stuff. Yahusha said, a house divided, and we'll take it from there, all right? Yahusha, Thuda, for another Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, Yah. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this, be able to fellowship also with you and then also with others virtually, when this are on in the future. I ask that, that it is a blessing that is helpful and edifying to those who listen. A blessing that is helpful and edifying to those who listen. Forgive us, of any transgressions or crimes we've done, said, thought, and our actions, and our and be better and live better and feel better and look better. And then also, too, we release those who have wronged us and release them to you for justice and for healing, so that they can live right and get saved and be part of the kingdom of for y'all one day. And so, with that being said, I just ask that, that you will continue to be with us, continue to help us, and thank you, again, thank you, in Yahusha's name, amen. All right. So, what do we got her? Yeah. So I guess we could start it off real quickly. We could start it off in what? We could do Mark
3.
3, yeah. There you go. Yeah, so we got Mark 3, verse 21, and we'll take it down to 27. Yeah. So I'll read it out loud. I got here, it says, and when his friends heard of it, they went out to lay hold of him. For they said, he is beside himself. He getting beside himself. He's out of his mind. And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said, he hath Beelzebub. And that Beelzebub is Baal as a bull. Baal is a bull because it describes like the antagonist, main antagonist of this world, Satan himself, as a bull. Of course, Ezekiel describes the cherubims as a bull, with one of the four faces being a bull or an ox. So that makes sense. Beelzebul, and by the prince of the devils casteth he out devils. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has an end, or but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Mm-hmm. That's some good stuff. So, Leah, so what do you got? What are you getting out of that?
Well, what it's just telling me is that if you have a home and it's two different agendas in a house, okay, or a family, a unit, whatever you want to call it, something that's supposed to be together, a business, two people, house, you got two different ideas, two or more, say two or more, because everybody needs to be on the same page.
Yeah.
If you're not on the same page, how can you flow?
Yeah.
It's like you got the captain of the ship. You got a captain, you got the co-captain or the co-pilot or whatever, and you're flying. But one person wants to go to Jamaica, and then the other one wants to go to Hawaii. How are you going to do that? How's that going to happen? You have to be. It needs to be going in. You need to be going one destination. It needs to be one destination.
Yeah.
And it needs to be agreed upon. And I would like to compare that. This right here about the house being divided, I would like to compare that to what's going on right now today.
Yeah.
With this country. If you look at the United States right now, you got it's divided.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, this house, this country, I'm calling it the house, is divided. You got all these different views.
Yeah. You got
All
left
these,
wing,
yeah.
left wing, right wing.
Right wing, left wing.
Yeah.
And this is what I tell folks. You got one bird.
Yeah.
With two
That's why
wings.
they call it wing, left wing, right wing. They telling you.
They tell it on themselves. That is the bird. What is the bird? The eagle?
The eagle, yeah. That's in Deuteronomy.
Isn't that in Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
This eagle,
yeah.
which just represents this mascot, but it's a spirit.
Yeah.
The eagle.
Yeah.
It's telling on itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it has two wings.
Yeah.
But that eagle, the body is going in one direction.
Yeah.
You heard of this? Dividing.
Yeah.
And this is why we can't see. We can't even see that. The people here are so blinded right now. That's why I don't get off into the politics and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Really, if you think about it, it makes absolutely no sense.
It's all smoke and mirrors because really though, what's funny is that, because it talked about Satan's house not being divided, Satan not being divided, his kingdom is not divided. The problem is they got these people who run this country, they got us thinking that they're divided, right? Mm-hmm. But really they're together. Mm-hmm. But they come off like they're divided so that they can influence the people to be divided. Mm-hmm. And then that the government that could then conquer the people because they're divided. Mm-hmm. When the governments never was really divided. Democracy system, bureaucratic system and all that stuff, making it, that illusion of bureaucracy and democracy and all these, different beliefs and politics, making that they're at odds, but really they're right. But
we had two actors in office. Mm-hmm. Then we have two actors in office. Ronald Reagan was the one.
A whole actor.
He was a real actor. He was good. I think he got an Academy Award.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, I'm talking about in office as president. But he's governor. Mm-hmm. But you have Ronald Reagan. Mm-hmm. And now you got this one.
And Obama produced. He produced the Leave the World Behind.
Oh, there you go.
A couple years ago?
Yes, he sure did.
Yeah.
And then you have this one.
Trump, yeah.
And then he had that.
He was talking to Colin.
Then he had that. What was it? The reality show where he was firing people. And he was aggressive.
Celebrity Apprentice.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then this one that's in office now has made a mistake several times and said, "Well, when I was backstage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're telling on themselves. It's all an act.
Mm-hmm.
It's all an act, and they're really not divided. Mm-hmm. They divided us. Mm-hmm. They made it look that way to divide us, and it's kind of scary if you think about it. Because why would they want to do that? Mm-hmm. Why would they want us divided? But they're not. Because they know that about a house being divided can't stand. Mm-hmm. They're not divided. Mm-hmm. These people are all related. Yeah. There's some relations going on. Yeah. They're cousins and distant cousins. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So it sounds to me like, but where the question lies is, why do they want the people divided? Mm-hmm. Why would they want us divided? Mm-hmm. What people need to wake up and ask themselves. Mm-hmm. Somebody that wants me divided, I don't know if I can feel like they really care for me, because why would you want me divided? Yeah. Why would you want me in the dark of what's really going on?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this about the eagle. A good descriptive text precept as well is Deuteronomy 28, verse 48 through 51, that talks about the eagle. I got it highlighted. It says, "Therefore, shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against thee." And that's Yah telling Yashriel, he's telling Israel, he's going to send enemies. They're going to come to you. Okay, you're going to serve them. Okay, and it's going to be in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Mm. That's like the welfare and stuff Black people are on now, needing stuff. "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against thee from far." And that's interesting because they did come from afar, came here to the Americas. They're the indigenous people. They came here. Yashriel, you haven't seen it, but go
Mhm.
see it. But that's where it talked about, highlighted our people before the colonizer.
It was
But
us.
they put these, these fake looking
Mhm.
native, like Rudy Young, the
Mhm.
actor, and also you got those
Mhm.
people,
Mhm.
right? And so they put them there,
Mhm.
and then making it seem like, oh well, it's those lighter skinned
Mhm.
Siberian looking people,
Mhm.
when really it was Yashreal black
It was
people,
the
was
Yahudim.
the Yahudim.
They were already here.
Mm-hmm.
We were already here. We were here. And if you read about how they came about, that's in scripture.
Mm-hmm.
The northern tribe was spread about.
Mm-hmm.
And what ended up happening was because they didn't listen to the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do the commandments of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
So they were scattered
Mm-hmm.
to the, he said,
Four
to the
corners,
land
yeah,
of the north.
and the land of the north,
He said, where it has never been inhabited.
yeah, far
Land of
country,
far country.
that's never
Nobody
been.
nobody lives there.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first. And then they came here, and then the settlers came in.
Right,
The Spaniards,
right,
the other persuasion of people
right.
came in
Mm-hmm.
and just hoodwinked them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because think about this. That's like somebody telling me, that's how you know that we were already here. First of all, that Atlantic slave hoax.
Yes.
Okay, that's a hoax to me.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying that they didn't get any slaves from Africa. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure. Because he spread the Yahudim, or the Israelites,
Mm-hmm.
through the four corners of the earth. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm more than certain that they probably did, but the story was not told the way that it has been told to us. It was millions and whatever slaves they brought over here. It's where's the evidence? Where's the slave ships? They don't even know where the slave ships are.
Mm-mm.
First of all,
At least one boat.
Listen to this. I know how to cultivate. I am a gardener. Okay, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to grow food. I can grow food. I can grow flowers, plants. I love doing that. I love botanicals. This long story short. Okay, but if you're gonna tell me I need to go over to another country like Australia. I've never been to Australia before, ever in my whole life. If you tell me to go over there and start cultivating the land over there, growing food, I would know how to do it because it's unfamiliar territory. First of all, I don't know where, when they have their winters. I don't know how the soil is. I don't know what type of foods would grow over there.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me you got these people off a ship from a foreign continent? Because remember, there are many countries inside of Africa.
Yes.
And had them come over here to this country and start tilling the land and cultivating, growing food like that.
Yeah.
And then the language. How did they understand the language that quick?
Right.
That quick. They were able to teach them the Bible. Now, we know it wasn't the Bible the way that it is.
No, yeah.
They had a slave Bible. I got two of those Bibles. I know that was a slave Bible.
Yeah.
But they could read that language. The King James Version. How did they know that coming from over there? They all caught on the English that good? Not anybody. You ask any black person, every black person I ask. I don't know. Maybe if there's anybody out there, okay, if you have a family member like this, please let me know. Please let us know. Leave some comments there. Say, I have a family member like that. And I'll be glad to hear the story. But there's not one black person from America, I'm calling Black American, that can tell you that they had a family member that got off a boat.
Well, didn't they
coming
do
from
that
Africa.
with Roots? But didn't they do that? Tell us the Roots.
They told us that through the Roots. They sure
the
did.
Roots movie.
Okay, now what did you just say?
The Roots, because who was the
Listen to what you just said. You said they told us that in what?
Roots, the movie.
What was Roots? A what?
Movie.
Was that Hollywood?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we just said that our current leader is?
Yeah.
Actor?
Yeah.
Isn't that the media?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to do with entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't those people all over entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the government over the FCC?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. How we know they didn't tell that man to redo it?
Tweak it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he told it the right way. We don't know. Alex Haley ain't here to tell us about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now, maybe he did, and he could have very well maybe had somebody that came from
or it could
Africa.
be, or it could be where it just highlighted, because remember that transatlantic slave trade. Because remember, scriptures, since scripture is true that we as a people walked here, right? Then that means then that part that Alex Haley highlighted, where his ancestors did come on a boat, that was probably later on, where it was just a few people left that they were collecting to bring here. But it was already people here that they already had enslaved and stuff. And they already established territory and colonized like that. You see what I'm saying? So,
but the indigenous people were the Yahudim.
mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
as I say it again, anybody have a person, a family member that you know got off a boat from Africa, please let us know.
Right.
Please comment, because I can tell you, my people, the stories that I heard,
mm-hmm.
I heard that my grandfather was Cherokee Indian down in Georgia.
Yeah.
Grandmother on the side.
On my dad's side, it's like Cherokee.
Choctaw.
So, yeah.
Seminoles, all of those, they all down south. They were, and as a matter of fact, I remember reading, and I can't remember the name of the author. I wish I could quote him, but I'm just gonna say that's coming up pretty soon, because I'm gonna be doing. I have a project that I'm working on. I'm still working on that, where I'm going to be including all that. And I'm going to have all these references, but I'm just going to briefly talk about it. The author was saying how when the settlers got here, they have actual letters or notes that these settlers wrote when they first got here to what is called America now.
Right.
And they said the people, they were writing about the description of the people that they saw. They said the people were copper-colored people.
There you go.
Brown people.
There you go.
He said people that looked like they came from, like the Africans. He even quoted African.
Yeah.
He said with woolly hair.
Yeah.
He said some of them have straight hair, some of them have woolly hair.
Yeah.
Some have long hair, short hair.
Yeah.
There's a variety, just like how it is today.
But you know too, that's why also too, I was taking a class. It was a criminology class. I think it was, what was it? Criminology class. And it was like, I think it was. And it was talking about like how it was this young boy. It was a case where it was a black boy back in the day. He was accused of murder or whatever. And they ended up indicting him later on, some years later. But they described him, they said he was Cherokee. Okay, I got the source for that, but he said he was Cherokee, and it was a black boy, and he was like 10 years old when they said he committed that crime, and they got him at like 14 or whatever. But he was Cherokee, and this was back in the 1930s, early 1900s. So that goes to show you that it's some trait, it's some evidence there. So
that was the first divide and conquer. First divide and conquer when those settlers came here.
Yeah.
Here. They divided them and conquered them. That's what that Thanksgiving was all about.
That's what it was all about.
So everybody's sitting there eating you're sitting there
pull
eating
up on a boat.
Your turkey dinner, and you're laughing and you're hugging people.
Look.
You're celebrating the lost lives of your people.
You see the land, you see the people. Act like you want to live, be nice to them and all that, right? Make them some pies and some cakes. And turn around and bop them upside the head and kill them.
Yeah. Exactly.
See what I'm saying? And then turn around and act like you the original people.
And then make it an annual celebration.
And make it an annual celebration every year, and get black folks so trained on it that they'll celebrate it and not have a clue about what it means. And then because we brainwash them in religion too, they're going to go ahead and be like, well, it doesn't matter. It's about giving thanks to the Lord.
and then we wonder why they don't take us seriously.
Right.
Then we wonder why you are not taken seriously.
Yeah.
You don't even know who you are. This is what they're thinking in the back of their head when they're talking to you.
Oh yeah, behind closed doors.
Here you are. Are you going along with me? And you took on my religion. You took on my identity. We got our women wanting to walk around and look like them.
Yep. Crazy.
You know?
It's crazy. Your hair defies gravity. Why do you want to look like somebody whose hair doesn't defy gravity?
That was told.
Your hair don't drape down like that.
That was not beautiful.
That don't make sense unless you get locks now. I mean, but your
That
hair
wasn't
don't
beautiful.
drape down like that.
My generation, I remember my mother used to braid our hair during the summer.
Yeah.
She would braid our hair during the summer when school was out. And she would tell us, when school starts back, you got to take those braids out. You can't go to school like that.
Yeah.
You would know. And she would brush it and blow dry it out to make it straight. Now, she didn't want to put pressing comb in it because she didn't want to put that heat in it, because that she knew what would happen. But she could brush me and my sister's hair and blow dry it out with that hot blow dryer enough to make it straight.
That pressing curl,
and make it kind of so
comb.
We can conform and we could look like we
Burning
you can look like you have sense.
Burning the life out your hair.
But this was us. This was us.
Yeah.
Divide
and conquer. That was the division. But you know what?
Mental division.
Division. But think about that. Division. Break that word down. Division. You have die, two, and you have vision, sight. So it's two different sights going on. That's where the confusion is with our people, is because they have two different sights. They got sight of how Yah programmed them to be, and then they got sight of what the enemy is programming them to be. So that's why Black people are walking around confused, because they're doing what their genetic memory is telling them to do, but then they got to do what the system trained them to do, and it makes them go crazy.
And we have gone so far to even go to the system that divided us.
Yeah.
For help. For help. That's like you gonna go to Satan and say, "Oh, Satan, help me." What? I just divided and conquered you. Now you're gonna ask me to help you?
Right. Yeah. But look, this is what it says here too, because like we were talking about the eagle in verse 49, it says, Yahuwah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Do you see that? A tongue, a language. Basically, because that Hebrew, Strong's H 3956, tongue, animals, tongue of animals, tongue of fire, tongue of organ of speech. See? So that's language, basically. And it's like, and you won't understand it.
There it is.
And that's why our people were confused, because it's like, we don't understand. That's why we were trained, even like we were talking about Ebonics, right? Or how Black people, what do they say? That you sound white and you sound like this and all. You talk white because we've been trained of a language we don't understand. That's why you have certain Black people that come off like that.
Yes.
But then sometimes some Blacks know how to turn and switch it on and off. They know how to talk like that.
Myself.
But then they call it professionalism. But then they switch back to their old regular stuff.
I have my professional voice when I'm at work. I talk like this. And when I'm dealing with the public, I can talk like this.
Yeah.
And people would not be able to tell. There's a certain tone, because we know that this is the thing that's accepted. But if I get on here and I start talking like this, and I'll be like, what? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Right.
Oh, you sound ignorant, girl. Oh, she Black. This is how she sound. But if I start talking to you this way, and I use this tone and I use this diction, that's acceptable.
Socially acceptable.
It's socially acceptable. Okay, I'll get the job. And if I have my hair straightened it's put it this way, in a conformed style,
according to the standards,
to the quote unquote standard norm of society,
which is white supremacy.
Yeah. Oh, they'll hire me. But if I come in, if it's too cultural, too ethnic, don't come in here with that. Don't come in here with that ghetto stuff.
Yeah.
Just like the bonnet.
Yeah.
The bonnet. Now you guys how many of you guys out there wear bonnets in the stores? You guys go out shopping with your bonnet on, and I'm laughing, but listen, it's not funny. It's the reason why you're doing that, though. Okay, but over here in this system, don't do that. Okay, we can't do that because we're not. You got to conform to the standard norm.
But see, that's the confusion, though, because
it's confusion, but
because the genetic memory kicking in, because Isaiah 3 said they would have bonnets on. And y'all took it away because that was a part of their punishment.
Yes.
And see, that goes to show you that's why you can't wear a bonnet, because that's a part of your punishment, black woman. Because back in Isaiah chapter 3, if you read it, it said they had the bonnet. So he took away the bonnets, the bracelets, the gold nose rings.
Yes.
Okay, so those were stripped. That's why when you come into a white supremacist culture, like here in this country, America, it's gonna be a problem to get the job or or even get the judge or the lawyers to get you off the hook. You know,
so they divided that.
So they divided that.
So we're still on the topic of divide and conquer, folks.
Right.
This is how they divided you.
Right.
And really, I wear my bonnet. I love my bonnet. Matter of fact, there's some fashionable bonnets.
Yeah.
But if you are out in public like that, they're gonna look at you and frown.
Yeah.
Like she looks as ghetto as I don't know what. And see how things were turned negative on us because the bonnet was represented something nice.
Yeah.
That was something that Alua, Yahuwah, our Heavenly Father, gave us.
Yes.
And even the jewelry, the rings, the nose rings, the earrings, those things he gave us.
Yeah.
But then he took it away from us and made it a bad thing. That's part of the curse.
Yeah.
So now when you see black people with a lot of gold on, these gold chains and, earrings and all that, it's like, oh, they look ghetto. Or we get another name for it is a pimp.
Or ratchet.
A pimp. He looks like a pimp.
Yeah, pimp,
he's got the pimp. Yeah, he's got the pinky ring and the earrings in his ear.
Right.
Okay, you see a black man walking around looking like that, it's like, oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. That's how we think because
that's a part of the division.
We've been divided, folks.
Yeah, that's part of the division.
It's part of the division. Okay.
Little do you know that's their genetic memory of royalty kicking in.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that. They tell you,
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is though, those guys who do that, even though they look royal, they gotta live royal too. A lot of them aren't though, and that's where they get the scrutiny from because they live in
they're not living according to
the
standard. And the thing is that they're not going to live, wealthy or whatever you want to call it. They're not going to live that way. They usually publicize the ones or they depict them. They use them as what is it? What am I trying to say? They use them as the example.
Yeah.
They'll pick somebody who is just totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he's got all this jewelry and and the earrings and all that. And he's talking out the side of his head.
Right.
And they say, or he's acting like a clown. And they say, see, this is the one. See, this is what we're talking about. These are the ones that look like that. But it was royalty. We were not like that. They were not like that. They were royal people, very intelligent people.
Yes.
Matter of fact, everybody knows. We can go back to Egypt. Back to those times. Those Egyptians were very, very extremely intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay. They were the mathematicians and the scientists and all of those things. But like I said, these things were stripped and divided. We were divided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
And that's what it's all about, dividing and conquering.
Yeah.
Nothing can stand. So as a people, and I gave the example of how the country is divided. You got left wing, right wing.
Right.
You got us, people, all different types of people getting involved with that.
Yeah.
But as a people, as a whole, and I don't even like calling us African American, I would say the indigenous people of this land.
Right.
We are divided.
Yes.
Because of this.
And
we can't come together.
Right. But it's a part
that we have to follow the system. We have to go along with this.
That's the social engineering that I'm talking about, though. Get the people divided, make them think that they're divided, but get the people divided, and then conquer the people.
Right.
Because black people were divided in views and all this stuff, and it's weird because it's not, and these different views, religious views, political.
Yeah, you got it.
All these different views, they did that on purpose to mix us up. So that we can't come together and unite, because they know we come together and unite, we flip this table over overnight. They can't do nothing.
It's in scripture what we used to do.
Yeah, and I got it here. So
in scripture, when we used to come together, that's where they got the superheroes from.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
talked about that, Z-Man,
Yes.
about the superheroes,
Yeah.
how they
They ripped off the to talk about Superman leaping tall buildings in a single bound. That was David.
yes.
That was the sons of Jacob. Sons of Jacob.
Let me go back to my topic
So,
real quick
but we
about
gotta.
how they conquered us on this land. Like the, I wanted to say that. I forgot to say this, but how we got those the Siberian looking Native Americans.
Yeah.
They look like they're from Siberia or
Yeah.
Asia or wherever.
Right.
Those were the ones that helped them come over here and conquer us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
They use them
Mm-hmm.
that those groups of people to help. They say, hey, help us conquer.
Yeah.
It's sort of like this. I'm gonna give the example. It's like this is what they did. Like say for instance, you got two robbers. They
Right.
robbing a bank. They say, hey, we could go in and conquer. They get the $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
and then now the two robbers run off, and they
Mm-hmm.
by the shore of the water.
Yeah.
They always show them in the movies. They are always at the shore there trying to count the money.
Yeah.
And it's two of them. One says, hey, okay, we got the money now. What we gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one pulls out a gun and shoots them. Said, we ain't doing nothing. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And shoots them. And they run off with the money.
Yeah.
That's what they did with the Native Americans that you see today. That the ones that they're more Caucasian looking. They have more Caucasian, Siberian features. They're not copper colored. They look more to me, like I said, from Siberia or something like that. Those are the imposters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they threw them off in reservations and said those are the ones.
Yeah.
Because they took on the identity.
Yes.
They gave them that identity.
Yeah.
And gave them that history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't theirs. Okay.
Yeah.
And they may have let them be that way for a minute too. Some of them, I think, once they conquered and killed off all the Yahudim, the originals, the indigenous, and a lot of those indigenous people, they went down to the Caribbean. They got on boats, put them on ships down to the Caribbean. That's why you have the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the Dominicans.
Yeah. But a lot of them
they Cubans,
but a lot of them
they call them now. They call them Afro-Latinas.
Afro-Latinos.
They got the name Afro-Latinas.
Yeah.
But they're the originals. Those are the indigenous.
Yeah. Too though, because I was looking at the history of the Trinidad and Tobago. It was already indigenous people down there.
They were already.
But they put the fake people in the picture though. I was like, they boosting. I was like, what are they doing?
Every time, even when you look at the Latino channels, when I look at those Latino channels, they always look white.
Yeah.
They're speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
But they look white.
Yeah.
And then they categorize the ones that are black that speak Spanish. Oh, those are the Afro-Latinas. And they have a hard time. Just like here. The Americans, the Afro-Americans. If you got that Afro in front of you, if y'all got that Afro in front of you, you're going to have a hard time because you're indigenous to your land.
Yeah.
You were already there.
Yeah.
Everywhere that Afro is, it's indigenous.
And then that falls in line with verse 50 right here. It says the nation of fierce
and the way, and let me tell you, haplo DNA doesn't lie. DNA doesn't lie. It's in the DNA.
Yeah.
And that's why, just like those people that are over there in that other land, the Ish people, they're Ish over there, they can't even take blood tests. Okay? Do you know they're not allowed to take blood tests over there? It's for a reason.
Yeah.
They can't take it because they don't want them to find out where their bloodline is. The bloodline comes from the people of Khazar.
Yeah.
Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say
Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi. Okay. That's German. Yeah. Isn't there some type of German?
And Sephardic. Sephardic is Spain.
Well,
so it's got two different people coming from two different places.
That's not even them. They came from the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
Caucasus Mountain people. So that's why they can't do blood tests, because they'll be like, well, why is our blood saying this?
Yeah.
There has to be a special reason why you get a blood test.
Yeah.
That's strange right there. All of this is divide. It was a house, and they divided it.
Yeah.
And they conquered it.
But see, that goes in line though.
So pay attention, people.
That goes in line with verse 50 though, because it says a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old nor show favor to the young. So basically, old people, them Social Security, You know, they ripping you all off with that and pensions and all of that. Okay, they doing what is it? The postal service just did something with the pension.
They
Okay.
told the postal people that
So-
they can't contribute to their pension anymore.
Right,
And if you
exactly.
work for the postal service people, let me explain something to you. That's going to affect you. They're telling you it's not going to affect you if you are not paying or contributing to your retirement plan.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's going to affect you when you get ready to pull it out.
Yeah.
And people that already have their pension, they think, well, that's not going to affect. They told you guys that wasn't going to affect you. It will affect you if people are not paying into or contributing to that pension plan where you get your pension as well.
Yeah.
They're lying.
Yeah.
They're not giving you the truth.
No.
Okay,
They're not showing favor.
We're back to the dividing and conquering.
Yeah. They're not, we shall not regard.
They're slowly cutting in and cutting that cake, cutting. But the thing is, the question is this, why are they doing this?
Yeah, lift oneself up.
Why this dishonesty?
Well, because it's all a part
We're
of
the people. They told us they're supposed to protect us.
But it's a part of the plan to keep us down.
Oh, wow.
Because they know we'll take over.
Wow. So who is that plan really designed for? But you got other persuasions out here.
They're not the threat.
They're called, you know what they are? Casualties of war.
Yeah. Collateral damage.
Other folks, you know, you just so happen to be mixed in with those folks.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be, you're just a victim of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
But the real target, they're gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in any war, whenever there's a war, you know, if whatever's around the target, that has to go too.
Mm-hmm.
And they know the truth. That's why they always run from us. Whenever we move in their area,
Yeah.
they move out. Because they're like, you guys are the target. I don't want to live around y'all. You ever notice that? When they move in the neighborhoods, you get the other persuasions that move in these neighborhoods, in the suburbs. And then, you know, the copper colored people, or the black people, the indigenous people, I'm calling them what they are, the indigenous people, move in the neighborhoods. They move out. Yeah. Everywhere you go, you don't notice, because it's the area that I know where I grew up. It was all nothing but the other persuasion. The indigenous people moving in the area, they all moved out. They keep moving further north. Yeah. And they moved up so north. Now, I think they're almost in another country. Yeah. That's how far north they moved so far. You know why? Because they know you're a target. Yeah. That's why they move away from you. It's not because they feel like, oh, you're ignorant or whatever. It could be something like that too. Mm-hmm. But the main reason is you're a target. The community is going to start to go down. It's going to start to depreciate because you're a target. Right. It depreciates because they do that on purpose wherever you are. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But we steadily, I'm going to go where they are. I want to be where they are. Right. Get off the Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. And I know the indigenous people have tried to start their own stuff. They tear it down. Mm-hmm. Black Wall Street got torn down. Mm. Remember he said in the word, you cannot do anything. I am the vine. You are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Yeah. We're not walking in truth. Yeah. We're not doing his commandments. Mm-hmm. Whatever you do, it's not going to work. He said, no one will save you. No.
Except Yahusha.
That's it. So he said, if my people would humble themselves, repent and humble themselves, I will heal the land. But we still walk around in darkness.
See, that right there too, because even
but people waking up though.
They're waking up. And it's not entirely, but it's a slow process. But it says nor show favor to the young. And I can think of examples with that, because like that 2020 stunt they did, where they making everybody, all the young people, take that tattoo cream or you can't have a job. Yeah. That's the not showing regard at all to the young.
Oh, that
all did it for a career.
That was a really big thing. That was another thing that they did is to divide us. Yeah. Families, because I am a therapist, by trade. That's what I do for a living. There was so many people coming in for family counseling and stuff like that due to the
That stuff was
different
the
view.
devil.
Well, they didn't take the tattoo. They took the tattoo. They didn't. They
Mhm.
didn't want to be married to them anymore.
was the
People
devil.
were wanting to get divorces. People didn't want their kids living in the home with them until they got the tattoo.
They didn't even
If you didn't have the tattoo, you can't come up in here.
They didn't even get invited to the holiday dinners or anything.
It
like
caused
It's
so
like,
much division.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't the devil, people could see that wasn't the devil.
Yeah.
That was, and it was geared really actually for the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, remember what I just said, casualties of war.
Mhm.
That was designed, but it was starting to backfire, and it was too many of the people, the other people, getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
And it says here, verse 51, it says, "And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee." And that all makes sense because, first of all, our enemies were able to conquer us with all of this because it goes back to the division of ourselves.
yes,
And that goes back to Kings, what was it, 1 Kings chapter 12, where
Yes.
it talks about the division of Yashreal, the northern tribes and the southern tribes. It was a division after King Solomon. It was a civil war split. And then after that, that's when northern tribes got took to Assyria. And then from Assyria, then they went here to Americas. And in the southern tribe,
the Americas, though.
right? It was called it was called Arsareth. Okay, but then the southern tribes, they were taken into Babylon and all this other stuff. That's how Daniel came about. So that itself is going back to what we were talking about. How we're destroying ourselves. It's division within ourselves. But Satan got us getting divided. It's almost like, remember that Twilight Zone episode? Remember Monsters on Maple Street?
Yes.
Remember how it was like the alien invasion?
Yes. That was
But they were trying to figure out, everybody in the neighborhood was like, "Oh, you the alien. Oh no, he's the alien. They're there and she's the." They were fighting and hurting each other, shooting at each other, and then the aliens were outside on the outskirts of the town looking, and they were like looking down. They were like, "Well, we done conquered another place.
Yep.
We done got them." They didn't even do anything. They just were standing there looking like okay, we got them. Where we go next? We go to the next place and do it again and again and again. Because they got them divided. That's how they were able to conquer them.
Divided.
That's part of the invasion. That's part of the colonization.
Part of that.
And so that's how the enemy is able to get us, because nobody's on the same page. And so that's why.
So that goes back to what's happening now, folks. This division.
Yeah.
And what's going on right now.
We got
stuff that's going on today.
Yeah. So we got
this WAR.
We got
it's division.
Some scriptures here to go with it.
Divide. Don't let the people know. Keep it a secret. Tell a lot of different. Put out all these different views. Get all these different viewpoints. So nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
It's like how I remember we used to play that game. When you wanted to get someone's cookie. I remember playing. Well, it wasn't a game, but it wasn't a game to me. But I remember that happening growing up. My sister doing that. I had cookies. My mother would give us cookies. She would give us 3 cookies apiece. And my sister would say, "Hey, look that way. Look that way. What's that over there?" Or throw something. I turn around and look. And then they snatch the cookie and eat it. Distractions.
Yeah.
That's dividing. Divide your attention. If we get your attention on something else, if we can divide their attention on something else, that's what it sounds like to me. We can go in and get the goods. And that's exactly what happened to us. We already had a house, folks. The house was right here. This was our house. We call it as America.
Yeah.
This was our house.
Yeah.
And through that mindset, through that strategy of dividing, we could divide these people, get them fighting amongst themselves,
Yeah.
get them divided. I can come in. This is how they think. I can come in and I can conquer.
Yeah.
Because the attention is diverted.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see really what's going on. You can't see the thief coming in
Yeah.
to steal, kill, and destroy.
Yeah.
And that is what has happened.
Yeah. That's why it's important, though, that we all are on the same page of Yah, though. But see, that hasn't happened yet, because prophecy said in Ezekiel 37 that the bones will come together. So eventually that will happen. But right now, living in 2026 here in this country, it's not likely, though, right now.
But people say 400 years is up. I heard somebody say 400 years been up. What's going on?
Well, you got to remember the Hebrews didn't leave off top.
Yeah.
Exactly. They had to go through Pharaoh. It's like they had to go through Pharaoh of not leaving. They didn't want them to leave. It's like somebody's supposed to get out of jail or prison or whatever, and they don't want to really let them go. So they try to make it a bureaucratic process to let them go, or a hospital. They don't want to let them go because some excuse that they're trying to make up to keep them around.
Oh, you can't leave because there's a pandemic. Yeah. There's a pandemic. Yeah. Everybody got to stay here. Close up in your house. Can't get out of here.
Right. So that's the same.
Can't go.
Right.
Something like that.
So that's like the same thing, though. So that's why they're trying.
Oh, there's WAR going on.
Yeah.
We might have to close up.
Yeah.
Can't get out of here.
Right. Yeah. But eventually, though, Yashriel will be together and be in unison and cohesion. But right now, though, because it's still confusion, because we're still in the land of our captors, and it's not time yet for that prophecy to be fulfilled in Ezekiel 37. It's right now, it's the rattling part where the bones are starting to wake up, but if they're not connected yet.
The tendons.
They haven't connected. That's the tendons that they haven't connected yet. So, but eventually that part will happen. But right now, it's not likely so much right now, but we are getting to that point. But the commandment, a precept, is 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10. It said, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Adonai Yahusha Messiah, that ye all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions." See that? Dissensions or schisms. All these schisms and isms and the dissensions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together. See, that's the tendons, that's the bones, in the same mind and in the same judgment. That means same decision making. There's no judgment. How can you, just like a good example is just like you got family members going at it back and forth with each other about who would have custody of a child, or custody of a loved one, and you sitting up going at it with them because you beefing because of whatever petty reason, but then you're losing the battle anyway, because while you think you getting at that person, who your family member who you got beef with, you actually are losing to the real enemy, which is the system and the devil, the system of the country that colonized you and your ancestors. So then you're losing the real battle, because the real battle is them.
Exactly.
The real battle is the government.
And then you go to them and ask
But you go to them and ask them for civil rights and civil rights
to help
you and all this stuff, and
they
want to obliterate you off the firmament. Do you hear me?
They're not going to put you together to help you. Yeah, especially with custody battles. People, if you go to the system and if you're having problems with a loved one and you try with a custody issue of a child, or even an older adult, don't go to the system and ask them to help you.
Don't even do it.
Okay, because they're not. That is their time, and that is leaving and conquer.
Yes.
Because they can say, hey, well, if neither one of you, if both of you, all of you, family members are having a problem and a conflict, we're going to take them. And you know what they're going to use? You know what they're going to say? Oh, but this is for the betterment of the child.
Yeah.
Or the adult, or whoever it is.
Yeah, they'll put it on. Yeah.
That needs the care and the custody. We want to make sure that they're okay. So we're going to give them to the state, because it looks like you can't seem to get it together.
Right. See. Now
wake up, people. Do not go to this system for help, because they're the ones that conquered you.
Yeah.
Indigenous people. Listen, indigenous people. Don't do that.
Yeah. So that's a breaking a commandment, especially if you're of Yashriel. You're breaking a commandment to be in cohesion with
Yes.
one another.
Yes.
When Yah said to have the bones come together and we got to be of one mind. That's what he wants. But then black people are so divided because of Willie Lynch too.
Mhm.
That Willie Lynch got people thinking, oh, well, you know, you educated, you light skinned, you dark skinned, I'm uneducated, you know. And that's another thing with the fraternities and sororities and these Freemasons is that it's black on black crime.
Yes.
You sitting up saying you help the community, but really those fundraisers are in the self-interest of fundraising that organization you pledged.
Yeah.
It's not for the community.
Right.
You're not helping the poor blacks because the blacks are still walking around and still impoverished. It's to make you look good.
It's to make you look good, exactly.
That's black on black crime.
Yep.
Come
That's
on,
exactly
man.
What it is. And
come
most
on,
of the
man.
people that are in those type of organizations have money anyway. Most of them
And
are,
it caters to elite blacks.
and because most of them are educated.
And educated.
If you
black.
are a Freemason, you are in a sorority fraternity.
Yeah.
You most of the time you are educated.
Yeah.
You are not. You are in a different social class.
Yes.
Okay. You're not really reaching the other classes.
Yeah.
The lower classes.
Right.
They're oppressed. And believe you me, it's only so far up you can get. Remember? The Masons, black Masons can only go so
33rd degree, but the white ones go to 33rd and a half. They get that 0.5.
They get way up there.
They get that 0.5 real quick, but
Yes.
you get that basic flat number.
And just like
Get
the
outta here.
sororities and the fraternities, their black sororities and fraternities don't make it up there with like Skull and Bones.
No.
Hey, now you will never make it
No.
like that.
No.
You will always be lower.
And if you do,
And they
get
don't
in,
have nothing to do with you anyway. You're not even Greek.
but if you do get in with them like that, they got a special place for you. It ain't with them. It's a special. They got a special seat for you.
Yes.
They like sit down there.
Right.
We'll just keep you in the corner. So
It has nothing to do with Hebrew.
No.
Hebrew and Greek are two different things.
Right.
Yahuwah was Hebrew.
Exactly.
Yahusha is Hebrew.
Exactly.
That's
Joel 2 tells you
the Greeks are the
sold you
ones. The Greeks are the ones who Hellenized
and sold you out into slavery.
and sold you into slavery.
Joel 2 says that.
So they jumping up and down while y'all stepping, doing. They stepping too. They
throwing up your gang.
They like, yeah.
Throw up the gang sign.
They glad that you doing it.
Yep.
Because they're like, look, it's just like celebrating these holidays, like the people that's celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's you celebrating your own demise.
On demise.
Crazy. Think about that. I mean, that's really brilliant how
Yeah.
they did that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
Yeah.
to be able to change.
Mm-hmm.
Hypnosis is real.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I went to school. Like I said, I'm a therapist. I went to school. I had to take those classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I didn't want to take that hypnosis class, but they were telling us in the class it's real. You can really, it's like that Mind Ultra,
MK Ultra Mind.
MK Ultra, yeah.
Yeah.
You can really hypnotize people.
Yeah.
People think, oh, you can't hypnotize me. You know, you got the little pendulum and doing this. You know, they think, oh no, you can't get me.
But I
It's
think
not like that.
But I think too that's why black
It's not
but,
that way.
But see that's
another way.
but see that right there too. Oh, also too that and how I know about those fraternities and sororities too about that stuff. The tax files are public. They show you where those fundraisers go. But adding on to what you said, you look at it and you like, okay, it's just like that with our people. We have been so traumatized because it's just like a war, like warfare, and I learned this too, like when it comes to people in hostage situations and warfare, like being interrogated and POWs, while they're being beat and whipped and hurt and abused, after they're held captive, right? Held hostage, because that's what we are. We're held hostage. You don't think you are?
Yeah.
You got that?
Okay,
then
there's no way you can live in this country and have some kind of debt.
Okay, so you are held hostage.
Somewhere.
Okay.
You owe on your house. You owe on something.
You paying a car note.
You owe on something.
You paying for water.
Yep.
Okay, you're held hostage.
Yep.
So this is what I'm saying. So
that's a shame. I gotta pay for water. That should be free.
Yeah.
That should be free.
Right.
That's from the earth.
Yeah, you living on Earth paying rent, like that alien said. Right.
That alien. Oh.
Yeah. But see, this is the thing. Mm-hmm. So you are held hostage, right? Mm-hmm. And you get beaten, abused, and whipped, and all this crazy stuff happens to you, right?
They probably wonder
eventually.
but they're probably wondering what we're talking about when we say alien.
Oh,
that is the
that's
alien.
Spay God.
Yeah, it's
Spay
a
God.
little, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a joke.
Spay God. Yeah,
That's a joke.
but
We
anyway,
don't believe in aliens.
yeah, no, it's a comedy thing.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is though is that whipped and bruised and abused and all this stuff for a long time, right?
Mhm.
And so that victim of that being held hostage will eventually create a dependence on that abuser.
That's right.
That happens in relationships.
Mhm.
You've been abused all these years by the same man, the same woman,
Mhm.
and then you end up becoming codependent on them
Mm.
from the trauma because you become accustomed and numb to the trauma.
Mhm.
Eventually, the pain gets numb to you and you get pleasure, some sort of sadistic behavior
Mhm.
where you get pleasure and a comfort
Mhm.
and feel comfortable around the abuser when the abuser is the one who you need to be running from.
That's what kind of what happened with Maccabees. It's not like what happened with Maccabees. They just give in. You can't beat them.
Yeah, you can't beat the
And then and then they want the benefits.
Then they want the benefits.
Isn't that what happened in Maccabees?
Yeah, first chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just gave up. They wanted because they wanted to.
First Maccabees chapter 1.
They got tired. They got tired of being oppressed.
So they joined the Greeks.
Just join the group. Join the
And
Greeks.
they called the Bible.
Joined the Greeks.
But the Bible called them wicked Israelites.
Yes.
They were wicked.
Because they joined the Greeks.
Yeah, they joined the enemy.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I said about the stuff about
Black people
we gotta repent.
You gotta repent because you pledged into something.
Repent so listen, they can heal the land.
Listen, black people, you gotta repent from those things because if you pledged into Freemasonry, fraternities, or sororities, those black organizations, you pledged your life to some crazy stuff, and it's something crazy. It's a demonic spirit. Okay, you don't want that smoke because when you die, you are gonna get that smoke for idolatry. Mm-hmm. Breaking a commandment. Mm-hmm. So
those are the same people that put you into slavery.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with us.
Yes.
You are Hebrew.
Yes.
Yahudim.
Yes.
You're not that. You're not Greek.
Yes.
That's what they did to the Bible, that history book, which the Bible is a history book. The Greeks Hellenized it. That's how they came up with the name, the JES. What is it?
Yeah. JESUS.
US, yes.
Yeah.
That's Greek.
Yeah.
It's like Zeus.
Yeah. And see
all of those names. I remember taking Greek mythology and all that and hearing those names. And I remember taking a class in college. This is what got me going. Mm. When I was in school, I took a linguistics course, and I remember we were going over the alphabets. And my teacher said, well, the letter J is one of the newest letters. She said that letter is only about 300 years old or something like that, to that effect, but it was real new. And I said, no way it could be like that, because I said, what about Jesus? His name starts with